BS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It's open conversation today. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We are brought to you by K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. All right, State of the Union address tonight by President Donald Trump. I guess it's considered his first State of the Union in his second term, although he did speak last year. I guess that's just an address to Congress because he hadn't been in office to comment on the State of the Union from his term. So last year was just an address to Congress. This year, it's the State of the Union. You heard TJ on the news say that a number of Democrats, including at least 5 senators and 11 representatives from the House of Representatives, are not going to attend the State of the Union, but instead attend the People's State of the Union, a rally that's going to take place near the Lincoln Memorial, where they'll take turns criticizing the Trump White House and their actions. Savannah Guthrie, the newscaster daughter of, we're assuming kidnapped, Nancy Guthrie. She has made an announcement that the family is now offering a $1 million reward for the recovery of their mother, Nancy Guthrie. Also, that they're donating an additional $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children to help those families suffering the same fate that they're going through right now. I think one of the key words in this whole thing is recovery. Savannah Guthrie has admitted that at this point in time, they have no idea whether their mother still walks the earth or has joined her husband up in heaven. I think probably a lot of us are wondering that same thing right now. Police officers in New York City were responding to some kind of commotion in Washington Park yesterday, and when they arrived, they were attacked with snowballs. Turns out not a laughing matter, because several of the officers were hit in the face with the frozen ice balls, and had to seek medical attention at the local hospital. So police are looking for the attackers to press charges. In another police department halfway across the country in Detroit, Police Sergeant Denise Wallace is suing the police department over a 30-day suspension without pay that she received. It goes back that she and her partner, they pulled over a car on a traffic citation, and she says her lieutenant told her to contact Customs and Border Protection just to confirm IDs of the people in the car. Well, the police department says that was a violation of department rules where they are not to cooperate with federal agencies concerning illegal immigration. So she says, I was only doing what my superior told me to do, and there's no way I cooperated with anybody. I was just searching for and seeking for information. I would add to that lawsuit, though, that forcing her to go against her oath. Because I do believe, as a police officer, when you take the oath of office, oath for that job, you promise to uphold the laws, not only of the municipality you're serving, but the laws of the United States. So I would throw that into the complaint as well. See what happens there. Little side story on that. I have a friend that used to be Uniformed Secret Service at the White House during the Clinton administration. Not that that matters, but he got yelled at by his superior because he pulled over a car for unsafe driving practice, speeding, weaving in and out. Pulled him over, and the driver of that car ended up giving him hassles, and he was arrested. My friend arrested him. He got disciplined for doing that, and he came back to his superior and says, I'm upholding the law. I took an oath to uphold the law. And so with that argument, he was set on his way to continue doing his job. All righty, so moving on. Mexican authorities in going after El Mencho, that's the name given to the head of the Jalisco New Generation drug cartel. They were receiving information from U.S. authorities. So a joint operation, if you will, really, although there were no U.S. law enforcement members that took part in the raid that ended up killing El Mencho and several of his Confederates. This dates back to, the Mexican president, Sheinbaum, I believe is her name, said she would not allow ever U.S. Army personnel, U.S. military personnel into Mexico to work out drug raids. However, it appears that they are cooperating and going after the bad guys. El Mencho was considered one of the main suppliers of fentanyl into this country. So a little nice cooperation there between two governments. I like it. All righty. Down in Florida, Senate Bill 52, if passed all the way through, will allow churches to have armed volunteers instead of having to hire licensed security to protect their services on Sunday. So what do you think about that idea? Making it legal for volunteers to basically stand guard duty protecting their fellow parishioners. What do you think about that? On the other side of the country, California, Governor Gavin Newsom is term limited. His term as governor expires at the end of the year, so California's in the middle of a governor's race. There's about 10 or so people that have declared for as a candidate for governor in California. Well, things might be a little different there. So California, they have an open primary where all candidates, Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, Green Party, whatever party, are all on the same ballot. So everybody that goes to the polls has a chance to vote for everybody, regardless of party affiliation. And so what they do in California is the top two vote getters in their primary goes to the general election in November. So you could have 2 Democrats on the ballot in November. You could have 2 Republicans. You could have one of each. You could have neither. You might have, I don't know, a Libertarian and a Green Party if they were the top 2 vote getters in the primary. Well, as it stands now, in polling, this is Real Clear Politics average, Republicans are leading the way, have the top 2 positions. Steve Hilton is at 15.5 points. Chad Bianco, former sheriff for Los Angeles County, is at 15.5 points. Eric Swalwell, who's been a member of Congress for, I'm not sure, 15, 16 years, I'm not sure exactly, a staunch critic of President Trump. He's coming in third at 12.5. And Katie Porter, also a former member of Congress, she ran for the Kamala Harris's vacated Senate seat, and she lost. She's now trying to go for the governor's seat. She's at fourth with 10.5 points. So, boy, would that be a big change to have 2 Republicans on the ballot come November. Primary voting has started, early voting. The actual primary itself doesn't take place until June 2nd, so quite a ways out for early voting here. And then finally, TJ, in the news, when he talked about the weather, he talked about March coming in like a lamb. Now, my wife says, fairly intelligent person. I'll take her at her word for that. And I've heard the term in like a lion, out like a lamb, or is it vice versa? I don't know. Many, many times, but you know what? I have absolutely no idea what that means. I never bothered to look it up. So I'm asking you, what the heck does it mean? and is the term interchangeable? Which one do you prefer? I don't know. So give me a call on that, would you please? 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. That does it for the things on my list. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a call about that. Be happy to discuss your thoughts, your topics as well. So give me that phone call, 724-438-4593. Don't know what else you might want to talk about. You know what? I walked to the station yesterday. I walked to the station today, and it just seemed colder to me today. It is 27 degrees outside. The sun's coming and going. It makes itself known every now and then, but it is mostly cloudy out there. So if you do go outside, bundle up and enjoy. How about that? So what are we? We're about, are we 2 weeks into the 4 weeks or 2 weeks into the 6 weeks that Punxsutawney Phil mentioned? Or is it 3 weeks in? It's 3 weeks in, isn't it? I think it is. So we're halfway through. So we really, according to Phil, we've just got, 3 more weeks? We've got 3 more weeks of winter. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm all for that. Okay, 724-438-4593. Looks like we have a call coming in, so we're going to squeeze this one in before my first break. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hello, Russ.
Yes, sir, Mark.
I thought I'd kick off the show since nobody's in a big hurry to call up and talk to you.
Okay.
Let me see about tonight. Yeah, I already set my alarm clock for 8:55, so I don't want to miss the show.
Okay.
They're
saying it's going to be a long one. You going to watch the entire thing?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay. I'm going to put my lazy boy in the upright position,
Okay.
and, maybe I might have a beer or two or something, But.
Well, that might help you go to sleep, so maybe you need to have a pot of coffee next to you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. But I guess who the rebuttal from the Democratic rebuttal is going to be? Do you know?
Yes, the Virginia governor, Spanberger.
No, I thought it was supposed to be Summer Lee from Pittsburgh. I thought that
she's part of some other group, but the official Democrat response is the governor of Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was listening to the news here.
Abigail Spanberger, I think is her name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she sounds like a person who's good with money,
Sure.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Let's see. We're talking about the guns in the church and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is, to everything there's a season. A time of peace and a time of war.
Yeah.
I guess this is a time of war. The way this world's going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can say.
Well, do you agree with this proposed legislation? It's already passed the Senate. It's got to go towards their House, I guess. Still.
I think so. I think so. The way this world's going, I don't think you can lie to yourself anymore. You can't lie to yourself.
Right.
Fact is, I knew of a priest who had they had a church. He had one of his patrons had somebody armed at the church in that church. I already know that. It was in the diocese of Greensburg.
Okay.
And let me see what else. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I have something else on my mind, Russ, but I think I've had one too many glasses of wine.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be here tomorrow,
Okay.
so if you think about it, write it down, and then call me back tomorrow.
Okay, Russ.
All right.
Right.
Okay, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for your call. Bye now. Hey, both lines are open, 724-438-4593. I'm going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back after this.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
It's Dominic Carbone with Jessica Caringla with your 7-time President Award-winning Ford of Uniontown. Truck Month is on the horizon, and we're kicking this thing off with a bang. Running all the way to the end of March, and we're talking massive savings.
How massive?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Take up to $8,000 off select F-150s or $6,000 off with interest rates at 2.9 for 60 months, 3.9 for 72, and only 4.9 for 84 months.
And that's not all. We got deals on Super Duties, Mavericks, and Rangers. Just stop, click, or call for details. Here at Ford of Uniontown, our commitment is to make sure you have the best experience, not only buying a vehicle, but getting it serviced as well. That's why we offer online maintenance appointments and free pickup and delivery.
Your truck knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee. 724-425-5980 or FordofUniontown.com.
Price excludes taxes and transfer fees, must finance with Ford credit, and not all buyers will qualify.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles, and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
Hey, who's hiding the gold? Ah, I see. It's the Pennsylvania Lottery with their new Find the Leprechaun scratch-off game. You don't need a 4-leaf clover to win. Just a little scratch and a lot of luck. And you could uncover top prizes of $10,000. Now, through March 9th, just be the 6th caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear.
Always have to be Lucky Charms.
And you'll win 20 $2 Find the Leprechaun tickets. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
Pinto Home Care Agency cares about you, your health, and what's best for your family. Pinto Home Care is a family-owned and operated home care agency providing the convenience of personal care within your home. They'll work with your family and physicians to come up with the best plan of care for you. Pinto offers personal assistance services and accepts all state waiver programs, private insurance, and private pay patients. Pinto Home Care Agency has home health care available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and their experienced team of professionals provide expert care. Pinto offers hospice care because they know how difficult and overwhelming a terminal illness can be by helping families through the challenging days with dignity and compassion. If you or a loved one need care or are looking for a career as a home health aide, please call them at 724-322-1683 or visit them online at pintohomecareagency.com.
Back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation. Give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to the show.
Yes, this is Franklin LaCava,
Hey,
Russ.
Franklin.
How are you?
Good, Franklin, yourself.
Well, surviving and thriving,
Okay.
getting through the winter.
Yep.
You asked about March. March comes in like a lion. It's blustery and, hopefully it goes out like a lamb and it's tame and calm and sweet.
Okay. All right.
So that's an easy. My dad used to always say that.
Okay.
And
All right.
March is famous for being a windy month. And, of course, I look forward to the birds coming back, when you see the first robin.
Sure.
Also, we get a lot of birds that you don't see any other time they pass through. They're going back to Canada.
Right.
So with all that wind, you get a little treat with it.
Okay.
But yeah, it comes in like a lion,
All right.
goes out like a lamb.
In retrospect, then, I guess you can change that saying around, though. Right? I mean,
well, if you're dyslexic.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, okay, if, come March 1st and I pick however many days, 5 days the first week or so, and if it's nice out there and it's been calm weather and everything else, can you then say, March this year came in like a lamb?
Well, sure. I mean, if you want to be clever about it, but the adage is it comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Otherwise, it's running contrary to, what generally happens.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there are marches like that. You can be ironic, but at any rate, I called in to comment on what James was saying yesterday. James is a pretty smart guy, and I learn a lot from your listeners. He was talking about, and I've said this as well, that the current Republican Party is really made up of expatriated Democrats to a great extent.
Yeah.
President Trump, of course, RFK Jr. is Democrat royalty, and there's a number of people who've gotten dissatisfied with the Democratic Party. I really see the current situation not so much as Democrats and Republicans, but a populist party fronted by Donald Trump and a progressive party that's led by its radical wing. It's really progressives and populists, and it's a turning point in American history, very similar to the way the Federalist Party disappeared and then became its old enemies, the Democrats. This was in the early 1800s, and the Whigs disappeared and formed a new party, the Republicans.
Yeah.
And it was all driven over basically sectional issues, which seems to be somewhat true today, that the country is broken into sections. So it's a very interesting time that way. And I'm glad James recognizes that. I think he's an independent as far as his politics go, but, it's just a fascinating time. I'm wondering if the MAGA movement's going to continue on after Donald Trump becomes, a lame duck.
Sure. I personally, I wouldn't be surprised if the movement continues, but a more, how do I want to put this? A kinder, gentler, to borrow a phrase from a former president.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to rhetoric.
Yes, more compromise-driven rather than a hard-fisted deal-making approach.
Well, I'm not even sure that that's right. I'm just saying, I think a lot more people would be on board with Republican politics right now if it weren't for the way Donald Trump comports himself with the bombastic belittling of his foes. So, in other words, let's put it this way. So, if the current populist feeling was headed by, we'll just say, Jeb Bush, I think there might be more support than that same populist movement headed by Donald Trump.
Well, absolutely. I think this business of turning on political allies is the most disconcerting. I mean, the Supreme Court rules against his tariff policy. So, he attacks these people that he appointed who agreed with him on just about everything else.
Yeah.
And really, I think they had a good call to say that this was unconstitutional. And yet he makes it personal. And this is really his great failing.
Yeah.
It's a poor way to discipline people. It's not going to work with the Supreme Court because the court's supposed to have autonomy.
Right. He'd be much better served if he had come out and said, well, I don't agree with the ruling that the Supreme Court just came out with, but that's what they ruled with. Okay, so be it. We'll find another way.
Yeah, they didn't say that his policies were wrong. It was the way he went about instituting them.
Right.
That law didn't apply. And you have to accept this as, was the leader of the executive branch. But that rhetoric is just so poisonous, and it gives the liberal media, every chance to come back and make him look like a bad guy, demonize him. And it just doesn't serve his following well because people believe in most of the issues he stands for. And yet just by being mean-spirited, he loses the high ground.
Right, yes.
So I'm wondering how long MAGA is going to go on and in what form. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump came along sort of like Ross Perot and any other number of also-rans who didn't succeed in their own parties, and he was brilliant enough to see an opening in the Republican Party. And, of course, he had the money. And he had a rhetorical style that sort of a take-no-prisoner style that people who felt disaffected liked. Mm-hmm. But he's got to start showing some results, and my big fear is that he's going to end up paying back that money we've collected in tariffs. Now there'll be all sorts of lawsuits.
Well, FedEx already filed. I don't know if you saw that.
I heard that in the news feed today. Yes, and they're going to want billions of dollars. Now, if the tariff money, and tariffs, make no mistake, they're a tax. If that tax goes to pay off the national debt, it's a good step in the right direction. It's not going to pay off the national debt.
No.
You're talking about maybe $300 billion a year, and the big beautiful bill ran a deficit of what, $3.5 trillion? That's not even close, but it's a step in the right direction, and if it brings back American business and helps, ease the balance of payments deficit, which is not to be confused with the national debt. That's a different thing.
Right.
Then it would be a great thing. The tariffs would be. And I wish he was seeking the support of Congress to pass tariff bills that, would last past his presidency. And also be negotiated, because really he's negotiating with foreign powers, and that's the power of the Senate. The Senate should be in on it. The other problem is the tariffs just seem to be at his whim. If he gets mad at another country, well, I'll just double the tariff on you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this is, just last year in April, what he called Liberation Day, it crashed the stock market as badly as it's been crashed since the Great Depression, since 1933. That sort of volatility is not a good thing for the country. So I wonder how he's going to address all this stuff tonight in his State of the Union. It is going to be interesting.
Yes, it will be. So, all right. Well, we'll be able to talk about it tomorrow, I guess.
Very good.
Yeah, all righty. Hey, Franklin, thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Best of bingo luck to you, Rich.
Yeah, all right.
Russ.
Quite all right. Not a problem.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, both lines are open now, so give me a buzz. No waiting. 724-438-4593. So, yeah, FedEx has filed a lawsuit. They want to recoup the tariffs that they paid out. So, I have a question. FedEx is just a transportation company. To the best of my knowledge, that's all they do. Is they move product from point A to point B. Maybe they were in charge of collecting the tariffs from the companies who were importing. So are they doing this on behalf of foreign factories? I don't know. And if, we were told that, by the left, that, well, this is just a tax on Americans. You're going to be paying the tariffs in the form of higher prices. Because, well, the factories are going to, they're going to work the cost of tariffs into their cost of doing business model. So if that's actually the case, if you and I have paid for those tariffs, how do you collect then? If FedEx were to win in this court case, and the courts declare that they're due a refund, how do you get it? Does that mean you and I are due a refund as well? I see huge mess written all over this. How's this going to work? Because the court said, you can't do this. It's illegal. We're stopping it. They didn't say how to fix what was already done, though. So it's going to be up to lawmakers, the courts, whatever, to figure out this mess. So how is this going to work out? How's this all going to play out? I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. If companies got their money back on the tariffs by way of charging a higher price for their product, which then you and I paid, how do we now get our money back? And how do you determine how much I get, you get, your neighbor gets, your uncle 5 states away, how much he gets? How do you figure all of this out? So if you have some thoughts, give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, both lines are open. So give me a buzz.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring, professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. One of the most incredible architectural masterpieces in the United States is right here in Fayette County. Don't miss your chance to tour Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, a world-famous work of architecture that's included on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Falling Water invites you to Fayette County Appreciation Day on Sunday, March 22nd, as they offer free tours for all Fayette County residents. Book your free tour of Falling Water in advance by calling 724-329-8501. Tours will take place between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Sunday, March 22nd. Be sure to make your reservation in advance and don't miss your chance to tour Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, a world-famous work of architecture located right here in Fayette County. Call 724-329-8501 and book your free tour today.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
It's not just another sale, it is the February floor sample clearance at Chesler's Fine Furniture, located on Route 51 in Uniontown. There are no gimmicks involved, just great values on beautiful home fashions for every room in your house. You'll find items such as genuine Lazy Boy rocker recliners for just $429, solid oak 5-piece dinettes featuring Formica tops for $13.99. If you prefer all wood sets, they start at just $5.99. For the family room, sofas start at only $4.99 with love seats and chairs to match. Chaise sofas for relaxing comfort are priced at $6.29 and up. Chesler's has top grain leather sofas, love seats, chairs, and sectionals in stationary and reclining in stock from Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishing, and Craftmaster. Entertainment centers are sale priced from $159. Those with an electric fireplace start at $399. Every piece of bedroom furniture, every piece of living room and dining room furniture, every piece of furniture at Chesler's will be on sale. Credit terms and delivery are available with 90 days same as cash.
WNBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is open conversation today, 724-438-4593. Give me a buzz. I'd like to chat with you, whatever it may be about. I mentioned the Detroit Police Sergeant Denise Wallet, who's been suspended for 30 days, and she's gone to court to overturn that, saying she was denied her due process, is what she's going on. And I brought up the notion that she is being prevented from upholding her oath. And it's not that her suspension is prohibiting her from upholding her oath. It's the policies of her department, of her city, that tells them that they're not allowed to help federal law enforcement agencies. They're not to render assistance in their duties. Okay. On one hand, I can understand that, unless you're needed. And, in other words, okay, their job, the federal agencies, their job is to handle immigration concerns. Your job is to maintain peace and order within the confines of your city. However, as I mentioned, when you take the law of office as a police officer, you swear to uphold the laws not only of your community, but of the laws of the United States. And the simple fact of her calling the Customs and Border Protection to get information about somebody she had pulled over, doing that violates Detroit police protocols and jobs. Isn't that prohibiting her from upholding her job? I mean, part of her job is to find out who she's dealing with when she's handing out tickets, to make sure that who she's dealing with is who it coincides with what the idea is. So now that they're keeping her from doing her job, what are your thoughts on all of that? Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hi, Russ.
Hi.
I'm Mark from Colesville. I was just thinking about the alien spacecrafts and like these, aliens. It seems to me the robots, like smart robots, like how we're making artificial intelligence, like robots and stuff like that. I really think they're like going to different planets, getting the resources they need to keep their robots and things working.
Okay.
That's what I believe. I really believe that.
Right. So they're coming to Earth to grab our resources to take back home.
Yeah, they might need a little bit of copper, or they might, a little bit of aluminum foil.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Got to run anyway here. All right, CBS News is just around the corner. They'll bring you news from around the world, around the country, and then TJ. With the local news, sports, and weather, I'll be back in this chair when that's all said and done for another hour of open conversation here on What's on Your Mind, 724-438-4593. In the meantime, this is WMBS Uniontown. It is 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen nearly 4 weeks ago before being taken from her home. And Savannah Guthrie says in a video posted on social media,
"We need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million.
CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti in Tucson.
24 days, you had Savannah Guthrie and her family in a number of posts holding out hope that their mother could be alive, now calling it a miracle if she is alive, while also coming to the understanding, to terms with the fact that she may be, in fact, dead, and that they're now looking for her body, while desperately pleading for anyone with information to help them find Nancy Guthrie.
Cleanup is underway from the massive winter storm that stretched from Maryland up to Maine. Officials in Rhode Island say it's going to take a few days to recover after a record snowfall of more than 3 feet in some areas. East Providence Mayor Bob DeSilva.
If you do not need to go out, please don't go out. The local side streets are still very narrow. We're seeing people get stuck.
New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill calls it a historic storm.
Snow totals of over a foot across the state and 2.5 feet in some places. Wind speeds up to 65 miles per hour and sustained winds of 40 miles per hour.
Atlantic City and Cape Cod have been without power. President Trump will deliver the 2026 State of the Union address tonight before a joint session of Congress, laying out his agenda for the year ahead and touting his accomplishments since returning to office. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns on what voters want to hear.
A lot of voters told us that they want to keep the focus on the economy, that there's still more work to do to bring prices down, for example. There was also some concern about kind of what we are going to do in terms of foreign policy and the broader implications of potential war.
The head of France's world-famous Louvre Museum has resigned. Reporter Brad Gibson in France.
The head of Paris's Louvre Museum has handed in her resignation following a cascade of scandals. Laurent Descartes has overseen a high-profile jewelry heist last October, rolling strikes, a multi-million-dollar ticket fraud ring, and multiple water leaks that damage galleries.
Consumer resilience continues to help keep the economy aloft. CBS's Jason Brooks.
The Conference Board's confidence reading improved to 91.2 in February, from 89 the previous month, with a solid improvement in the expectations index for the next 6 months, overcoming a weaker reading in the present situation index.
Stocks rebound with the Dow up 456 points on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200. Looking to update your home? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in kitchen and bathroom remodels that transform your space from outdated to outstanding. Our designers work with you to create the look you've always wanted, with custom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring options to fit your style and budget. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to plan your dream kitchen or bath. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
CBS's Christopher Cruz tells us how a 7-year-old boy turned $11 into $7,000.
Eli LaMartina saved $11 over the last year or so in a special piggy bank where he saved money for charity. He converted his coins into bills and on a Saturday morning marched into the donation center of the Maine Needs nonprofit in Portland, Maine, and handed it over. Maine Needs wrote about Eli's act of generosity on Instagram, and within hours, grown-ups began to match his donation with donations of their own. The Portland Press-Herald says in less than a week, about 400 people had donated a total of more than $7,000 to Maine Needs. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Facebook owner Meta Platforms will buy artificial intelligence chips from Advanced Micro Devices in a deal that will also give it the opportunity to buy up to a 10% stake of the chip company. Meta will buy AMD's latest chips to help power data centers. Jennifer Kuiper,
Cashback is not available.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It's 2:05. It is mostly cloudy and 29 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios, Fayette County's personal injury attorneys since 1976. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather after the news. Investigators are searching for the cause of a fatal fire in Washington County. Crews responding to a structure fire yesterday morning in Charleroi found 66-year-old George Milliken injured inside. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, but died from his injuries. The Hempfield Area School District will spend nearly $5.4 million to replace 4 of its grass fields with synthetic turf following a divided vote by the school board Monday night. The district will put turf on its high school baseball, softball, and multi-purpose grass fields this summer. District officials cited the rainy weather as the reason for the switch to turf. The district will pay McKinley Architecture and Engineering about $283,000 to complete design work for the turf fields. Turf materials will cost around $673,500, and installation will cost around $4.4 million. Governor Josh Shapiro is set to meet with farmers and state agriculture officials today to discuss concerns about rising bird flu cases in the state. Since the start of 2026, more than 7 million birds in commercial and backyard flocks in Pennsylvania have been affected by avian flu outbreaks. The United States Department of Agriculture data shows. Most of those cases have been reported in commercial flocks in Lancaster. According to the governor's office, Pennsylvania has lost more than 14.3 million birds since the current bird flu outbreak first started in February of 2022. Shapiro announced earlier this month that 42 USDA employees were dispatched to the Commonwealth to help dozens of state employees working to mitigate the spread of avian flu. Olympic skiing legend Lindsey Vonn says a surgery saved her leg from amputation. Tammy Trujillo has an update.
Vaughn shared an Instagram post thanking her orthopedic surgeon for salvaging her leg. After Vaughn's crash in the women's downhill at the Milan Cortina Winter Games, she developed compartment syndrome in her left leg. Compartment syndrome can lead to permanent damage in the affected area due to excessive pressure within the muscle. She's since been discharged from the hospital. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
Be prepared for bone-chilling winter weather. Have Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning install a Bryant high-efficiency furnace in your home to replace that old worn-out system you now have. Choose Bryant's Plus 90 gas furnace or other quality heating system to keep yourself and your family warm and toasty this winter. Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning will also keep your present furnace running at peak efficiency with their 15-point safety check and cleaning. Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning today for your appointment. 724-439-2323. That's Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall.
Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, spring training baseball down in Florida, the Pirates top of the fourth lead Boston 3-0 down in Fort Myers. The Bucks are 3-1 in exhibition play. The Penguins, they are acquiring a longtime Colorado Avalanche defenseman. GM Kyle Dubas confirmed the team acquired a 2028 second-round pick and Samuel Girard from the Avalanche for defenseman Brett Kulak. The 27-year-old Girard is signed through the 2026-27 season and carries an average annual value of $5 million. And speaking of the Penguins, they'll be back in action Thursday night. They'll host the New Jersey Devils at PPG Paints Arena. Pens are 29-15-12. We'll have the game Thursday on WMBS. The pregame will be at 6 with face-off at 7.
The local district and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
It'll be partly to mostly cloudy the rest of the afternoon, 32 for the high. Cloudy tonight, some rain and snow late will drop to 28. Some morning snow showers tomorrow, otherwise mostly cloudy and 49. Right now it is partly cloudy and 29 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 2:11 on this Tuesday. I'm TJ DeStefano. Coming up next, hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes here on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
There's only one best lunch spot in Uniontown. Tetlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street. Serving 8-ounce Reubens, foot-long cheesesteaks and subs, half-pound handmade burgers, plus pizza, calzones, strombolis, pepperoni rolls, and fresh salads like Greek, antipasto, salmon, steak, and chicken. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday till 10, Saturday 2 to 10. Dinner and happy hour specials nightly, and private parties are welcome. Call 724-437-6749. Tetlow Tavern and Grill.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, a part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Your local station, WMVS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ, Rhodes, your host. We will continue with the open conversation today, 724-438-4593. Got a brand new talking point we can discuss coming up. I'll bring that up when I go over the talking points from the first hour. So a little teaser there for you. What's on Your Mind this hour is brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, Hicks & Buzz Drugstore, Coldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty, and K2 Engineering. Okay, tomorrow's the tonight. Tonight is the State of the Union address by President Donald Trump. A number of lawmakers from the Democrat Party are not going to attend, and including at least 5 senators and 11 representatives. They're going to attend the People's State of the Union in over by the Lincoln Memorial. So there'll be a lot of Trump bashing, I am sure. Savannah Guthrie has announced that the family is putting up a $1 million reward for the recovery of their mother, Nancy Guthrie, who appears to have been kidnapped over 3 weeks ago. They're also donating another $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to help other families that are going through similar ordeals. As I mentioned before, I think the key word in this whole thing is recovery. Savannah Guthrie has noted, yes, they too know that it's very possible their mother is no longer alive. They just want her returned at this point in time. So they know her fate. A bunch of police officers in New York City were attacked by, unknown persons, I guess, attacking them with snowballs. A number of officers got hit in the face with snowballs and had to seek medical attention at local hospitals. They are looking for the alleged perpetrators so they can press charges. Detroit Police Sergeant Denise Wallet is going to a court appealing her 30-day suspension for calling Customs and Border Protection concerning a driver of a car she had pulled over, saying she was denied her due process. The head of the Jalisco New Generation drug cartel, El Mencho, was killed in a shootout with Mexican authorities yesterday. Mexico had received intelligence information from the United States as to El Mencho's whereabouts. He was considered one of the main suppliers of fentanyl into this country. Mexico is undergoing a lot of retaliation for the death of El Mencho right now, with lieutenants and deputies of that organization fighting back. So at least one bad guy's out of the way, right? California, they have a open primary in their voting system there, and it's going to be the case for their governor election. Their primary is set for June 2nd. Early voting has already started, but two Republicans leading in the polls, Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco, both with 15.5 points in the polls. 3 points against third place candidate Eric Swalwell, and 5 points ahead of Katie Porter, both Democrats. The top two vote getters will face off in the November election. Florida is considering Senate Bill 52, which will allow churches to have armed volunteers protecting the church during service, as opposed to having to hire licensed security to do the same task. So your thoughts on that? So the new piece, let me bring it back up. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit has overturned a lower court finding that prohibited a Louisiana law that required the Ten Commandments to be displayed in public school classrooms. So the U.S. government right now says that the Louisiana law is constitutional. They did say, however, it's too early to know how this is going to play out. In other words, part of this law allowed other content to be displayed side by side of the Ten Commandments, like the Mayflower Compact and the Declaration of Independence and other things. One of the judges that wrote the concurring opinion on this wrote, "It is fully consistent with the Constitution, and what's more, it reinforces our founders' firm belief that the children of America should be educated about the religious foundations and traditions of our country." He said, the judge said, adding that the law affirms our nation's highest and most noble traditions, and that it was consistent with our founding fathers. So, is this eventually heading to the Supreme Court as a challenge to, or a, not so much a chat, well, I'm sure others will challenge it, saying it goes against the separation of church and state. Others say, no, this is exactly what our founding fathers felt should take place. So we'll have to wait and see. But right now, the state of Louisiana will be allowed to have the Ten Commandments posted in school classrooms across the state. What do you think about that? Do more schools, do more states need to have that going on? What do you think? 724-438-4593. That is the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Both lines are open. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. All right, State of the Union tonight. Not sure what time it starts. I'm going to guess 9 o'clock offhand. What do you think President Trump should be talking about? What are some of the things he should address in his State of the Union? Will you be watching or listening, or will you just wait for the highlights on tomorrow morning's news? So what do you think there? They're saying it's going to be a long speech. Well, define long. I think last year's speech, it came in at around an hour and 20 minutes, I think. if memory serves. Is it going to be that longer? Maybe a little short. I don't know. All they're saying it's going to be a long speech. So, again, long is subjective, right? So what do you think? What should the president be talking about? What concerns you that you'd like to get more information on from the president tonight? Typically, after the State of the Union, then the president does a little tour around the country where he just goes into maybe greater detail onto certain aspects of his State of the Union address, especially if he's making any new proposals tonight, which they're saying he's got a couple new proposals he wishes to put forward. So I have not heard if that's the case, though. I don't know if he's going to go on a little barnstorming tour of the country, but I'm sure we'll find that out, too, as the news covers tonight's State of the Union address. All right, so also we'll go back down to Mexico here with the original capture and then death of El Mencho. The U.S. law enforcement agencies, and it's being also told CIA was involved with supplying Mexican authorities with the information that allowed them to track down El Mencho and to put, a dent into his operations anyway. Is that the way law enforcement should work, in your opinion? Or is it just one tool when it comes to illegal drug manufacturing and distribution that ends up in the United States? And so I bring that up with the boats, the suspected drug boats in the Caribbean. Is it better off to deal with Mexico as a willing partner, which appears it is, as opposed to shooting up boats that are leaving countries that aren't cooperating with the U.S.? And is there a place for both? I would argue there is a place for both. Would much prefer cooperation, I will tell you that. But if all else fails, I'm all for blasting their boats out of the water. So 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yes, Russ. How are you?
Good. How are you, James?
Good. Frank had called and mentioned some things earlier, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with the tariffs. And yes, they've been shot down, and that from what I remember, he was talking about giving $1,776 to the military, giving citizens money, and doing a lot of projects from these tariffs. And the tariffs have been shot down, and the tariffs that he has gone with is only momentarily. And other things that he's talking about doing, the president, it will be fought. Now, Frank brought up something good. He said, well, boy, I wish that he would work with Congress in doing this, and I feel the same way as Frank.
Absolutely.
This stuff with these executive orders that people sign into order, they're only there temporarily until the next president gets in. But if you listen to his latest rant about the tariffs, a reporter asked him an important question about working with Congress, and his answer was this, flat out, no, I don't have to work with them, I can do it. And that's what his mentality is. Mm-hmm. So that's why we suffer. If you go through that, I totally agree. There would be stuff in concrete, in law, that would be set. But he doesn't want to go that route. The other thing about the tariffs that people have to understand is from the last 4 years, the 4 years before this, and now the last year in 2025 to where we're at now. we've had inflation that went through the roof. You agree with that?
We did, yep.
Okay, now inflation on top of, and Frank was right about that as well, tariffs, which is a tax. So now when people, if you listen to your news, people are not putting 2 + 2 = 4. They're not adding the inflation with the tariff. The inflation is still there. They'll say, well, the inflation has gone down a percentage point. Okay, great. But the inflation went up into the double digits. And now you have taxes on top of that. So when you go to the grocery store, when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's for your house, anything for your car or your lawnmower or wherever it may be, parts and everything that you're buying are probably close to 20% up. So a normal household of just 2 kids is probably spending close to $2,000 more a year. Okay? Now the taxes, when this equals out to a tax, with the added to the inflation, this is something that the public has never been hit with since 1992. You're paying so much, and people understand that when you go to the store and buy anything. Again, it could be clothes, food, parts for your washing machine. Whatever it is going up, because not only are you hit with the inflation, but you're hit with the taxes. And the one I think Kavanaugh said that he was worried about paying the money back. Now I don't know if that was his decision on why he voted how he voted, but and you're saying FedEx filed. Think about all the money that's out there, and your president President Trump said, well, this is going to take years. He's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. These lawsuits will be going on for how long? He's going to be gone. So the country economically is really in a fix right now, because you look at the money that's being spent. We can talk about the national debt, and Rand Paul has done that. We can talk about making America great again. I thought that's what we were going to do. Right, Russ? I mean, I thought that's where the money was being spent. $10 billion, $10 billion is going to Gaza, to rebuild Gaza. We have given Israel how much money already? We have given Ukraine how much money to fight the war. Now, he's pulling back on that a little bit, but we are spending billions of dollars elsewhere. And who is picking up the tab for the tariffs? You and I, because 2 important things. First of all, Russ, manufacturing hasn't come back. You look at even in Fayette County, there's a wire place that left, Berkeley Medical left. Even your buildings in your industrial parks are empty. Not totally empty, but you have buildings that are empty, okay? So manufacturing has not come back. And I don't know, in the 4 years that he's going to be in there, I don't see manufacturing returning. And even people have said that it's going from 18% to 15%, and now it's headed towards 11% manufacturing. That's a problem, because that was promised to come back. Now you're spending all this money. And if you look at the tariffs that he has put on, it hasn't been for the benefit. People say, well, it's for the benefit of us. I don't believe that it's for the benefit of us as much as it's for him to threaten and bully and get something that's not even pertainable to tariffs accomplished. He has done that in the past. He has told country, I'm going to put a 50% tariff on you. And then they cave and give in to him. Right now, I don't believe the Great Britain is allowing him to use an Air Force base. And there's talk about things that we may do to them to force them to use an air base.
Actually, Great Britain has backed off on that. They're not selling like they had talked about, and yes, the U.S. is using that.
Okay, but in that conversation, in that deal, there were tactics of the same thing. Same thing with Canada. Canada right now looks at us. We are not a close ally with Canada as of right now, and they've said that the trading is going to be very, very hard to deal with in the next so many years because of this. And you can't dispute that we are in a heck of a fix over these tariffs. It is costing, people and families, a lot of money. So tonight, when, people are going to, I don't know who's going to tune in, because 3 different polls that I've looked at, the one on the news all the time on the television says 57% of Americans are not satisfied with the direction of the country and the president and how he's taking the country in a certain direction. Another poll I saw said only 52%, but another poll said 61%. I'm kind of in there. Yes, Frank, I'm more independent. So am I going to watch this tonight? Probably not, because all I'm going to hear is more and more how great I am for 2 hours. I'm going to hear name calling, like I heard about the Supreme Court justice, and telling their families that they should be embarrassed, and stuff like that. And then I'm going to hear anything that was wrong, I'll make an excuse, and it was somebody else's fault. If I wanted to hear that, I'd listen to the Hillbilly John Marietta program. So why am I going to listen to that? I mean, it's kind of nonsense. But this is where we're at. We're in a heck of a state over these tariffs. And the amount of money that they're spending overseas, nobody is minding the store. And that was two things: making America great, taking down the national debt. And it's not happening.
All right.
Thanks, Russ.
All right, James, you have a good one. We'll talk again, I'm sure. Bye-bye. Hey, got to take a quick little break. 724-438-4593.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
hi, come on in. How are you?
For personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,944.
Well, much cooler temperatures are here, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings, 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Tune in to WMBS Saturday mornings at 8:20 for Your Financial Future with Gary Boatman, certified financial planner, investment advisory representative, syndicated columnist, and author, as he addresses such income issues as planning for retirement, future health care expenses, avoiding financial pitfalls, and much more. That's Your Financial Future with Gary Boatman, Saturday mornings at 8:20 right here on WMBS, where Gary Boatman welcomes your calls at 724-243-3075. That's 724-243-3075.
Keppelgraft Funeral Home salutes the troops who are serving our country. Let's give them the gift of life they deserve by donating blood today. Help protect the men and women in uniform who keep us safe. This message from Keppelgraft Funeral Home, who has served the Greensburg area and surrounding communities with care and compassion since 1912. In your time of need, call 724-837-1201. That's 724-837-1201 or online at keppelgraft.com.
Everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks and Buzz Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller gladly answer healthcare questions and take care of your prescription needs. Hicks and Buzz also offers free prescription delivery, mail-out service for snowbirds, and dependable courteous service, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Hicks and Buzz Drugstore at 304 Morgantown Street, phone 724-437-2828. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday at Hicks and Buzz Drugstore of Uniontown.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes. It is Open Conversation. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. I give you those numbers because that's the numbers you need to dial in order to become part of the conversation here on What's on Your Mind. All right, so James had some good points. I won't deny that. With the ruling from the Supreme Court, does throw the questions of tariffs into a tizzy. What is to be done now? How does this administration move forward? What becomes of the old tariffs that are now said to have been put in place improperly? I will admit that. However, I will say, inflation is down to 1.5%. And I think most economists will tell you that a little inflation is a good thing. And I think 1.5% falls into that category. You don't want to go into negatives because now you start looking at recession and who knows, maybe worse. But there's a ways to go. Beef prices are still too high. They need to come. I mean, paying $5, $5.50, maybe even $6 for a pound of ground beef. Yeah, no, right? You really got to think about if you're going to have, Friday night hamburgers, because it's gotten so expensive. So yeah, there needs to be some work. Gas prices have come down. However, with coming into the summer seasons now, and gas companies starting to put the summer blend in, okay, prices are starting to go back up a little bit. So, yeah, that needs to come back down yet again. I know not too long ago, I think I'd seen the lowest here in Uniontown at like $3.04 a gallon. Well, it's back up to like $3.34 a gallon now. So, yes, we want to see that come back down. There is still room to work. As far as tariffs are concerned, you know what? I'm not convinced that you and I paid for the tariffs. Not all of them, anyway. Some of them, I'm sure, got worked into the pricing that you and I paid. But we heard plenty of stories of companies that decided to eat the tariffs, did not pass the pricing on to you and I. So what those figures are, I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that was in there. We're also told that wages have increased to help offset the inflation that is there. And there's actually more wages, more money in households now than there was a year ago as a result. So are things proving? I believe that yes, they are. Is there more work to be done? Yes, there is. The Supreme Court ruling, I think it just made things a little bit harder for the president. But I also think things are going to work out in the end.
Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yeah, Russ, this is Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
I'm still going to try to keep it light. Where did you get that 1.5% inflation from?
Offhand, I can't tell you, Bill. I honestly don't remember. But 1.5%, 2%, roughly around in that area.
Because I do have a 401, and I watch the stock market. Not daily, but as much as I can. Inflation's at 2.4%. And the goal of the Fed is to get it down to 2. So wherever you got that 1.5 from, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember either. So I'll take your word for it. So we're down to 2.5%. Still a sight better than what the 9.5 we were at.
Well, we were at 9.5. The first year of Biden, when COVID was in full swing. But, that was the first year. When he left office, it was at 2.7. Now it's at 2.4. It's not 1.5.
I give you that, Bill. So
because I remember you giving me that all these jobs that were regained were that people got laid off over COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
But no, it's not at 1.5. It's at 2.4.
Okay, Bill, I gave in to that. So move on.
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, great hockey game on Sunday.
Oh, great win for the country. Yes. And I know Canada's heartbroken, and they're out there. 3-on-3. We play 5-on-5 in Canada. Well, you know what? Both sides had to play that way. So suck it up, Canada. We won.
Well, and during that playoff tournament in the Olympics, both teams went to overtime prior to them meeting, and they both played 3-on-3, and they both won.
Yes, and let's face it, the NHL, which Canadian players are from the NHL as well. They've been playing 3-on-3, so they're used to it too.
Does TJ have any update on Sid?
I do not know. I do not know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, Bill. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
724-438-4593. Manufacturing, I do believe, is coming back. I was just reading a story about a company that makes personal protection devices, and how they started coming back from their manufacturing facilities overseas back to the state of Indiana prior to Donald Trump being reelected. But they have come back. They saw what was happening, and they're back in this country, and it's enhanced their abilities. They are seeing better partners as far as sourcing the materials they need that goes into their products. So, and a lot of this manufacturing that James has not seen yet, that coming back, well, that's because the new factories are being built. So that manufacturing can't start till the factories are built, till the modernizations are done. So it is coming. That is on its way. So, is it perfect? Absolutely not. It's never going to be perfect. And if you're thinking, and if you're expecting something to be perfect, well, then I'm sorry, you're delusional. But I do think things are getting better. in this country. And I expect things will continue getting better in this country. I may be wrong. I don't think so. But I guess we're just going to, in 3 more years, when this presidency is over, I guess we're going to have to look at everything and come to a final decision at that point in time. So, I don't know, your thoughts on everything. How do you think the state of the union is? How do you think the state is it good? Is it bad? Is it heading in the wrong direction, the right direction? What are your thoughts? 724-438-4593. As far as, I don't know, Canada is concerned, Great Britain, they don't like what's going on. Well, you know what? Tough luck. Is what I'd like for everybody to love us. That'd be great, but I think that's a delusion as well. This president is doing what he said he would in the campaign. He's putting this country first. He's doing what he thinks will put this country in the position to thrive and face the next 250 years. Do I wish he went about it a little differently? Absolutely. Do I wish that he would work with Congress in working out trade deals so that it's not just an executive decision? As I agree with James, in 3 more years, if a Democrat gets elected to the White House, is going to undo everything that the president did. Just like President Trump, when he came into office, undid pretty much everything Joe Biden did. Now, will some things stay in place? Yeah, they will. Because guess what? President Biden kept some of President Trump's tariffs in place from his first term because he saw them working. But yes, I would much prefer things be done through Congress and written into law. I've got 2 callers on the phone, but I got to take a quick break. We will get to them right after this.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You MediSpa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A MediSpa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Hi, this is George Finebenko. Join me every Saturday at 10 a.m. for the Sports Line on WMBS, brought to you by Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue, offering good, affordable food with pickup and delivery options, and voted best in Fayette breakfast, lunch spot, and all-around restaurant. The Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5.
Now, you don't have to travel too far for medical marijuana products. Go to Local Leaf in Scottdale for a wide variety of locally grown and locally sourced products, plus your questions answered on medical marijuana, qualifying medical conditions, or how to register for your medical card. Local Leaf by PHG off Route 119 in Scottdale, 412-417-4964. Online at localleafpa.com. Local Leaf, your medical marijuana dispensary with locally grown and locally sourced products in Scottdale.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
WMBS high school basketball coverage is proudly sponsored by the law firm of Goodwin Como. Voted Fayette County's best attorney, Benjamin F. Goodwin, and the award-winning Goodwin Como team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for nearly 2 decades. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, property matters, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation when it matters most. With 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon, visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish the very best to all our local hoops teams this season and remind everyone that our team of board-certified specialists are highly committed to provide the highest quality of care for any and all gastrointestinal and liver problems. Call us at 724-437-7677.
WMBS. Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation. We've got about 5 minutes left to go in today's show. 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Russ, this is Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Russ, this is concerning the Ten Commandments. Now, I went to Catholic school for 8 years.
Okay.
It was the best 8 years of my life. Those are the days where nuns taught the kids.
Okay.
And the kids respected them, okay?
Yeah.
But this is the Ten Commandments question about in Louisiana or wherever other state.
Right.
All right, they're going to put them in. They're going to display them on the walls of the classrooms. You said
that. Well, they're allowed to.
Okay, but if they do, hey, the kids in those schools are not going to read the Ten Commandments unless somebody emails it to them on their cell phone. That's the only way they're going to read them, if they email them on their cell phone, because they will not read them. That's it. Hey, get your last caller in.
Well, actually, they dropped off the line, so I don't have a caller waiting, Jesse.
But that's the truth. I mean, that rules their whole life. It rules their whole life.
Mm-hmm. So,
and yes, they should be. They should be banned in classrooms.
Yeah. So part of this law says, they need to, other founding documents, if you will, need to be displayed as well, and they mentioned the Mayflower Compact and the Declaration of Independence.
Somebody's going to read that, right?
Well, but what I don't know here from this law is there going to be a class taught on these documents? So, if they're in, and are the schools going to put them in each classroom, or is it just going to be displayed in the foyer of the main entrance?
We don't know.
But I think if you're going to go to this extent, you have to have some kind of education that goes along with them.
Right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just say,
okay,
and not that you're pushing the Ten Commandments on anybody, but hey, our founding fathers, they felt these Ten Commandments were important, that they based all their laws off of these Ten Commandments and their thoughts and their ideas. And I think that's what's missing. Not that you have to teach the Ten Commandments, but say this is what the intent of the founding fathers was.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Hey, I still think Canada would have won if Sid was in there.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
But you know what?
Hopefully Sid heals quickly, and he's able to come back and lead the Penguins to the Stanley Cup. How's that?
We hope so, right?
Yeah. So do you think he'd trade the Stanley Cup for a gold?
That's for sure he would.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, tonight at 9 o'clock, what do you got on WMBS? You got music on?
I think it looks like it. I see nothing on the little cheat sheet here that says we've got any sports games going or anything. So I imagine we just got music going.
I'll be listening to your music. I won't be watching Trump on TV. Trust me.
All right. Very good. Okay.
Your music is good. Hey, didn't years ago you used to have a Frank Sinatra hour on there?
You're going to have to ask somebody that's been here longer than I. I don't know.
Hey, I remember. I don't know what person had this show on, but it was on, I think, Saturday night or Sunday night at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
They had all Frank Sinatra songs for the whole hour.
Okay. Nothing wrong
but
with that.
I can't remember what year that was, but it was on at nighttime.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good show, but I don't remember who was the DJ of that. If you ever find out.
Probably with a little history behind each song or something, too, I'm sure.
Yeah, but anyway, it was nice to listen to that because some of those songs you just play over and over at night because I'm awake all night long and they play the same songs over and over again.
Gotcha.
That's why I wait for Matt to come on at 6 o'clock so I get some different songs.
Something else on there. All righty.
Hey, what I like about him, he plays old songs and new songs.
Good. All righty. Hey, Jesse, got to run here. We're out of time.
Take care.
Thanks for your call.
Take care, Rob.
Hey, to the caller on line 2, I'm sorry we ran out of time, but give me a call tomorrow. I'll be back in this seat with more conversation tomorrow. In the meantime, we've got CBS News coming your way, followed by TJ with the local news. This is WMBS Uniontown at the Tone. It is 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Weeks after her mother Nancy disappeared, Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie says in an online video,
"We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home."
the family is offering a reward up to $1 million. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti says of the investigation,
DNA from inside that home remains a critical piece of evidence here, though I did speak with several sources close to this investigation who described that DNA evidence as low level. It has been tested. It is still being analyzed in a lab in Florida. We're going on more than 3 weeks now, and sources telling me it may not yield a name or names.
President Trump tonight will deliver his first State of the Union address of his second term. He's expected to focus on the economy. Several Democratic lawmakers say they will not attend, and in a network-exclusive interview, Speaker Mike Johnson has told CBS Evening News anchor Tony DeCopel,
I think it's detestable that members would boycott the speech. We've never done that. It doesn't matter if there's a Democrat president. You go and respect the office. You respect the decorum, the institution, the tradition of having had this speech made. And it's sad to me that Democrats are choosing to opt out of that.
Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren says she expects to hear Trump explain away the fact that he promised he would lower costs on day one.
We will be on day 400, and the cost of groceries is up, the cost of utilities is up, the cost to build a house is up, and the cost of health care is through the roof.
The Rotor Act, requiring aircraft locator systems that the National Transportation Safety Board recommends to prevent mid-air collisions, fails to get House approval. The head of the NTSB says the system would have prevented last year's mid-air collision near Washington, D.C. that killed 67 people. At least 2 people in Maryland have died in the storm that brought record snowfall and strong wind from Maryland to Maine. In Camden County, New Jersey, crews are working to restore power. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Ray Strickland in Stratford.
Atlantic City Electric says right now it's an all-hands-on-deck effort to restore power, with the company calling in reinforcements from as far as Kentucky and Michigan. Now, Atlantic City Electric says many people should